I thought the photography with the subject matter, but like this photography was a mystery, like you didn't know what was going to happen, much like the Anna Yakashiba book. I wanted that to have an element of like, why the hell is there a girl with a spider on her hair? Why is there a girl with another person in the mirror and things like that? So I did that because I thought that looked pretty cool, and it was a bit, I say original, no one else was doing it, so I thought, why not, let's be a bit different. The taking of the images went really well because I'm quite arty when it comes, well, creative when it comes to photography, so I thought that went really well. And I was able, like my mum had like the spider in one of the pictures, my mum had that in the attic, so I just went up there and grabbed the spider and shoved it on my head, and did stuff like that. In the exam, printing was a massive struggle. I kept doing it wrong, as you saw before, so kind of cocked that up. Yeah, printing kept going wrong, so I think I did about 3 wrong ones. I've got 1, 2, yeah, something like 3 wrong ones. And then I also made a dummy book. I don't know if I've got that yet. Wow, there was a dummy book like this, where I just, like, that's going to be the page 4, like 1, yeah, it was just going to go like that so I could help myself lay it out. And I've got another one somewhere where I've put all the pictures on, but I don't know where that is. So I did that, and I had to print that out again, because I did that in A4 instead of A3, so I didn't use any of the ink from the A3 printer. So I did that in A4, and I kept printing that wrong. So it was about after 5 times I got that right. And then when I went to print it on the A3, I did it wrong again, 3 times. So printing is not my best thing at the moment. I would, if I had to change anything, I probably wouldn't do a book. I'd probably make like a poster or something different, because it would have been a challenge and I've not done it before. Like cutting out, I know I'm not good at cutting out, but cutting out would have been quite fun to do maybe, and stuff like that. I like the mix of use of colours and text together in the book. I like that it's a mix of monochrome and colour, because it makes it more interesting, more vibrant. It's different, and in some of the pictures I used exclusions and overlaps. I think I used exclusion in this, of the lead and lipstick. I think I used exclusion in that. It was exclusion or difference, and then I used exclusion in this one as well, on his face. And then the rest of them were like overlapping and things like that, and always an overlap of colour, because you couldn't see me at first. It was just went round it in purple, just painted it in purple, and then put overlay on, and you could see me through it, which is what I wanted to make it more interesting, because that in black and white would have just been a bit boring. So I didn't want to keep it like meh, it just would have been naff. Yeah, I think it portrayed the mystery and imagination quite well, because it was different. Like, where's the picture? That could lead you to the imagination, because if you didn't know, you see that? Yeah, if you didn't know what the urban legend was, it gives you a chance to kind of think like, why has she got a pencil in her lips? Like, the story's lead and like there's lead in some lipsticks and this can give you cancer, but like having the lead in my lips rather than like just a black lipstick was different, because it's kind of, I don't know the word to describe it. No, it's just not obvious, and I didn't want it to be obvious. Like, this one is spiders in the hair. You can see that, probably goes out of focus, but this is spiders in your hair. And this one's shut your trap, where a guy gets loads of flies in his mouth. So I decided, I also decided this one, because I wanted flies. I did draw flies at first and they looked a bit naff. They were just all bunched together and horrible. So I came up with, because there's blue bottle flies, I did blue bottle flies. So I just draw some blue bottles. I'll try and, if it goes out of focus, I'm sorry. There's just some blue bottles here, and I just duplicated them on Photoshop and shoved them all together to make it look like there's a swarm coming towards him and there's everywhere and there's a fly in his mouth. A few flies in his mouth, so I wanted to do that because I thought it just looked quite cool. And yeah, I do like the mix of the colour and the monochrome, as I said before. And I also, with the title page here, as you can see, it says Urban Legends by Sophie Gillett. So it's that. Then they were my back papers. Then my back papers, this was my titles, and this was my front cover. And then I also put a band around it with the words from some of the legends on it. And the pictures below, you'll be able to see that they're on one of the images that it's this. And then there's a band around it, much like this one actually. It's like this, but it just has the words from each, urban legend on. So it's like that. It's about the same thickness, maybe a bit thinner. Just on like card, like thicker paper. It's just plain on the back and then the words are on the front instead of like the buildings on this. So yeah, I did like my final piece. I thought it went quite well. The timing was fine. I had issues printing, so it took me about 2 hours to print. But then the cutting, folding, everything just went smoothly. I wasn't rushed. I didn't feel rushed. I wasn't panicky. Usually I get panicky in this type of thing, but I was fine. And overall I think my final piece went well.